All right, this is your brother Issachar coming at you with another lesson. First off, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Aquas that's listening and learning. Today's video is going to be entitled Thanksgiving Lands on a New Moon. Thanksgiving lands on a new moon. Now, as we all know, today is the new moon. We are currently in the new moon. The new moon started last night. It's now going to be Wednesday night to Thursday night for the next month, and then it'll switch over. All right. But also, that's the thing that's going on this day is Thanksgiving. All right. Everybody was out, getting their food together last night, and now everybody is cooking currently right now, or they're already eating, or whatever the case may be. And the thing is, man, this is a very, very powerful spiritual warfare and battle that we are in, because while everybody is out celebrating Thanksgiving, either you're out, you doing the work, or you just chilling, you stand separated from people, or if you live in a household where you can't avoid it, you're staying within the spirit for yourself, and you're trying to make sure that you do what was right by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. And I found this thumbnail very fitting, because I just looked it up, and as you can see, there's a moon, then you see the turkey right there on the right hand corner, and then at the top of it, it looks like chariots. All right, because at the end of the day, the Most High is watching. He's sending the angels to give the reports. All right, and the angels are watching, and they're giving the reports back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and the Most High is getting ready to judge this place, man, because here it is. It's the new moon, and we were supposed to have a feast last night when it turned dark, correct? We were supposed to have a feast for the new moon, and then after that, you're supposed to treat the new moon as a Sabbath. And we already know in a Sabbath, you're not supposed to cook. You can't kindle a fire, right? But here it is on the new moon, which is going to determine the Sabbath for the next 3 weeks, the next month. All right, here it is. Everybody is cooking. They're cooking on this day, man, cooking up a storm. And they out here celebrating the slaughter of their brothers. Speaking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you're celebrating the slaughter of your brothers and sisters. Okay? Because everybody knows that Thanksgiving is a day where they celebrate the slaughter of the Native Americans. It's very well known, man. But people still go out there and they find some type of an excuse to go and celebrate this bullshit anyway. All right, because they love the feeling of it, man. This is the time where everybody can get together and, get drunk, eat all kind of food and everything like that, and just have a good old time, right? But the thing is, they're not realizing that they're getting worse and worse within the spirit, man. They have no morals, they have no respect, they have no honor, they have no loyalty, no nothing, man. They just out here being peasants. Our people love to just be low lives, man. They don't want to stand up for what's right at all. At all. If somebody came and broke into your house right now, or not even break into your house, if you gain a new friend and you gain their respect, you gain their trust and everything like that, then the next thing you know, they came and slaughtered your family, okay, took everything from you, then they use certain things in your house to represent the celebration of them taking you down. You and your family and whoever was left, you'll be like, man, this is some bullshit. You'll look at it as like, why is these people are celebrating the downfall of my family? Here it is. They use the turkeys to celebrate to represent the chiefs of the Native Americans, and that's just why they eat the turkey, right? They eat the turkey so they can represent the slaughter of the chiefs of the Native Americans, and people don't even know that, man. But like I said, at the end of the day, they do understand that, but they're gonna continue to celebrate this bullshit anyway, man. And this is why the Most High is getting ready to bring great judgment upon this place, among many other reasons. All right, so let's go ahead and hop right into the scriptures, man. This ain't gotta be a very long lesson, but we can bring out the scriptures that we know. So we'll go to Amos 5 and we'll start at 18. It says, "Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light." That's right. The day of the Lord is going to be very dark. It's going to be very bloody, and it's not going to be pleasant or comfortable. Verse 19, it says, "As if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him. That means there's not going to be any escape. Once you get out of one situation, you may feel like you're okay. Be like, okay, cool, I got out of this situation. Now I have some breathing room. The Most High is not going to give you any breathing room. He's going to keep playing with you, going to keep putting you in a situation after situation after situation until he feels like now it's time to judge you, which means take you out of this earth. So you're not going to get away. Verse 20, it says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? I despise your feast days. I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. The Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is not for Thanksgiving, man. If it's not a high holy day that's written in these scriptures, you're not supposed to be celebrating it. Point blank, period. It's not that hard to understand. Thanksgiving is not written in the scriptures. The only thing that people always make an excuse for as far as the holidays that people celebrate here and it's written in the scriptures is Easter, but they don't even know the true understanding of that, because when you go into the Hebrew, when you go into the Greek for Easter, it says Pesach, man, which means Passover. So there's no such thing as celebrating any of these holidays that we know from this side and this earth, man. If it's not in the scriptures, you're not supposed to be celebrating it. The Most High hates every single feast day, and Thanksgiving is pretty much the top feast day because that's all Thanksgiving is about, correct? According to you all, Thanksgiving is about getting your families together and eating all the, the gluttonous food, the big ass, plate of macaroni and cheese and the mashed potatoes and all the gravy. You got all the desserts in the world and everything like that. You're just having a good old time watching football. We know how it is. The Most High hate this day. The Most High knows that this is the day where his people were slaughtered and brought down by his enemy, Esau. When Yahweh Shai comes back, he's going to take Esau and judge him for this thing, man. Among many other things that Esau have done to our people. So at the end of the day, the Most High hates this feast day. He will not smell in your solemn assemblies. He does not want anything to do with this day. Verse 22, it says, though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I have not heard the melody of thy viols. And you already know, as soon as Christmas come up, Christmas is definitely known for all the different songs, and everybody's going to continue to sing, for the name of Jesus, because it's supposed to be his so-called birthday and everything like that. You already know, around this time of the year, Amos 5 is going to be brought out a lot, man. It's going to be brought out a lot, which it needs to be. And it's written for a reason, because of these very days right here. Verse 24, it says, but let judgment run down as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream. That's right. He's going to make sure that judgment rains down on these people for celebrating these holidays, not following his ways, people living in their own souls, doing their own thing. He's going to make sure that judgment runs down as waters. There's going to be a lot of bloodshed in the coming future. And people are going to start to wonder, why is this happening in life? How come life is so miserable? How come we going through this trouble that we're going through today? And they're going to remember because of all of the wickedness that they have done in the past, man. The Most High is using his men to give you the warning to repent and get right. Speaking to you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But we already know the majority of you all are not going to listen, man. A lot of you all do not have a backbone. A lot of you all don't have it within you to stand up for what's right. You all want to keep being a homeborn slave, like it says in the book of Jeremiah. You want to keep being that person. So since you want to keep being a slave instead of being the king and the God that you are, you're going to have to be brought down, man. Because the kingdom is not for that, man. The Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, is looking for rulers. He's not looking for no weak individuals, man. Point blank, period. Let's get Psalms 81. We're going to get Psalms 81. And we're going to start at verse 1. It says, to the chief musician upon Gittith, a psalm of Asaph, sing aloud unto the Most High our strength. Make a joyful noise unto the power of Jacob. Take a psalm and bring hither the timbrel, the pleasant harp with the psaltery. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon, in a time appointed on our solemn feast. For this was a statute for Israel and a law of the power of the power of Jacob. We are currently in a new moon. Supposed to be blowing up the trumpet, and we supposed to be honoring, worshiping, and praising Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai today, starting last night. going all the way through the end of tonight. And even after that, we worship and we honor, we praise Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai every day. But we know on certain days we have to give him even more praise because now this is a solemn feast. Okay? And we are currently in a new moon. And guess what it says in verse 4? It says, for this was a statute for Israel and a law of the power of Jacob. Meaning this was a thing that we're supposed to keep forever. We're not supposed to forget this. Now, of course, yeah, we did forget this because we were born as Gentiles. We were born in this American state of mind. So we wasn't thinking about the Most High. We were thinking about the ways of this world because the ways of this world did not teach us righteousness. But now that we have this understanding, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we have a better way of living now. We have a better way of thinking. We know better now. So now we honor the new moon. Okay, like I said, the feast day that was supposed to happen today was supposed to happen last night was the new moon. You think people was out there making food and everything for the Most High last night? No, they wasn't. They was getting their food together for today. And so at the end of the day, this is a law of the power of Jacob. And what does it say in the book of 1 John if you break laws, man? And a lot of people don't want to acknowledge this at all. This is 1 John chapter 3. We're going to start at 1. It says, behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, and we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Beloved, now we are the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. And every man that hath this hope, Salakia, in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. Whosoever committeth sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is a transgression of the law. All right. So keeping the new moon is part of our law. If you don't keep the new moon, you're sinning. And what does that equal? What does sin equal? Sin equals death. All right. And once you sin, you are worthy enough to be put to death. Because like the scriptures say, you break one law, you pretty much broke them all. All right. So at the end of the day, keeping the new moon is part of our law. This is what we're supposed to be doing. Right now, you're supposed to be worshiping Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. You're supposed to be praying, looking at videos, chilling out, reading, giving yourself to the Most High. This is what you're supposed to be doing today. Not out there, gathering up, having a big old party, celebrating the downfall of your brothers and sisters. You're not supposed to be doing that today, man. Like I said, a lot of people will not understand this until they are forced to be humbled. As soon as Jacob's trouble begins and as soon as life gets worse, and which it needs to be, and it will happen, as soon as life hits the fan, man, that's when people are going to start to understand. That's when people are going to start to be like, man, I should have changed my ways. Well, it's going to be too late then, man. But you still have time. The prophets are still out here, man. But the thing is, time is short. There's only about a couple of particles of dust in that hourglass right now, man. The Most High is not going to have those doors of mercy open forever. He's getting ready to close those doors. So at the end of the day, you need to start rehearsing the commandments, statutes, and laws, man. Show the Most High that you are about him and you want to be saved, man. Let's get 2 Peter. Let's get 2 Peter chapter 3. And we're going to start at 3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lusts. People definitely scoff when it comes to these holidays, man. You tell them that you can't celebrate these holidays, they scoff. They find any type of way or any type of reason so they can celebrate it, and they rub it in your face. And this is what they do. They do walk after their own lusts. Like I said, they find all kind of excuses to be a part of this wicked day, man. Verse 4, and it says, in saying, where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. For this they willingly are ignorant of. That by the word of the Most High the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now by the same word, are kept in store, reserved to fire, against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. People who celebrate this day are ungodly men and women. All right. And people are willingly ignorant. They want to be ignorant, man. They know what Thanksgiving is about. They know that this day is bullshit, but they continue to be a part of it anyway, man. They want to be at the bottom, man. They want to celebrate this. They don't want to do what's right. So guess what? The day is coming, like it says, where it's going to be reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. When you celebrate Thanksgiving, you are ungodly. And you're going to be in that lake of fire, which is going to be the nuclear destruction that's coming to America, aka Babylon the Great. A lot of people don't even think that deep, man. They don't even want to think about the fear and the judgment of the Lord. You tell somebody that, yeah, if you keep celebrating Thanksgiving, you're gonna be part of thermonuclear destruction. They're gonna look at you like you crazy. They're gonna be like, just because I got my family together and I'm trying to put smiles on faces and we just celebrating having a good time, I'm gonna die for this? Yeah, you are. People don't want order. People don't like order. We try to tell you that the ways of the Most High is completely different from the ways of this world, man. You're supposed to be following the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Try to tell you like, yeah, you keep doing this, he'll put you to death. We just read it. It told you in the book of Amos, if you keep celebrating these feast days, he's going to let judgment run down as waters. What is that, man? If you go in the kitchen or in the bathroom, you turn on the water just continually just pours out, right? Now imagine that as far as swords everywhere, guns being shot everywhere, World War III, and missiles and knives and screaming, just happening continually all over the place, man. That's how it's going to be, because you people continue to live within sin. So at the end of the day, yes, you're going to perish. You're going to perish because you celebrated Thanksgiving. That's what it is. And this is, like I said, and this is where the fear of the Most High should kick in. You start thinking to yourself, because people know in the back of their minds they should not be doing this shit. But the thing is, people are so, what's the word I should use? Influenced, or they're persuaded. You know, they see everybody else doing it, and you know, they just be like, well, if I don't celebrate it, I'm gonna look weird. You know, I'm gonna be alone on this day. You know, everybody else gonna be with friends and everything. They gonna be doing this and doing that. If I tell people that I don't celebrate it, they gonna look at me like I'm crazy and everything like that. So pretty much, you just give up, man. What's the peer pressure? There you go. You fall into peer pressure. You get to the point where you just give in to it. You just be like, oh man, whatever. Especially, you know, because this day sets it up to the point where they want you to enjoy it. Like I said, they make sure that football is on. You know, they make sure that everybody cooks and make all of these good foods and everything. And then, you know, the whole environment and atmosphere of it. You know, it's during the winter time or the fall, I should say. It's cold outside. Everybody inside all cozy and everything. And, you know, Esau did a good job of setting this shit up. But at the end of the day, you got to look past that, man. You got to look past that. When we get into the kingdom, man, you know, when we celebrate our high holy days, man, it's going to feel like something. Just like, you know, when you celebrate the Passover, man, you know, you got to eat the herbs, you know, eat the lamb. And you can feel the spiritual part of it, man, especially when you eat those bitter herbs. You know, you start coughing, you know, the tears run down your eyes. This helps you remember where we came from. This helps you remember the wickedness that we've been through, the captivity that we had to go through, and how the Most High is reminding us where we came from and what he's getting ready to give us in the future, which is the kingdom. We're going to always be humbled, always, because we remember what we went through, and we appreciate that the Most High had us go through this captivity, man, because when you really think about it, this is a good thing, man, that he had us go through these captivities, man. It's like Apostle Tahar said about, what's his name? I forget what the brother's name is. But, you know, he said we had to appreciate the bad times in order to really appreciate the good times that's coming. Arayamlab. You know, sometimes names slip my mind. But, you know, we got to appreciate the bad times in order to appreciate and really understand the good times that's coming, man. The Most High definitely made sure that we were not born with a silver spoon. We're getting ready to receive everything, man. But at the end of the day, getting back to the subject, you know, the Most High is going to make sure that he reserves these ungodly men for their wickedness. And one of the things that's wicked is Thanksgiving. All right. So let's get one last scripture and then we'll close it out. Let's get Psalms. Let's go back to Psalms. We're going to just go to chapter 78 and start at 1. And it says, Mashil of Asaph, give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he hath done. This is one of the things that our people love to do. They love to make excuses and use the kids as a way to celebrate these holidays, man. They be like, I'm doing it for the kids. I'm doing it for the kids. But you actually supposed to be showing your kids these dark sayings, these scriptures. You're supposed to be showing them the correct way from their youth up. So then that way they could be established correctly. So when they get older, then they can pass this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding down to their children, and the cycle can continue. This is what's supposed to happen. You're not supposed to hide your heritage, your culture from your family. Verse 5, it says, "For he established his testimony. He established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers that they should make them known to their children, that the generations to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children." The cycle. That they might set their hope in the Most High and not forget the works of the Most High, but keep his commandments. See? If we would just teach our kids, you would teach your children, teach your family the correct ways, the commandments, statutes, and laws, which consist of high holy days, new moons, Sabbaths, so forth and so on. If we were to just go ahead and teach our families and our children the correct ways of the Most High, we won't forget the Most High. We continually be a part of this. All right, but we already know that 2/3 are not going to do that, because 2/3 do not want to be part of this Bible. They just want to continue to live within sin, and that's okay. That's okay. Somebody got to play out the roles, man, because it's written. Somebody got to play out the roles of the 2/3. So let them do it. Let them do it. We just hope, Lord willing, that we not part of that number. Verse 8, and it says, "It might not be as their fathers, a stubborn and rebellious generation, a generation that set not their heart aright, and whose spirit was not steadfast with the Most High." And that's right. 2/3, you came back in your life, man. You are just like your forefathers, because you are your forefathers. All right. You are stubborn. You're rebellious. You don't want to do anything that can make your heart aright. You're not steadfast with the Most High. You're not strapped down. You're not booted and grounded within the spirit, man. You just want to have that free spirit, that free soul. You just want to do whatever it is that you want to do that makes you feel happy. You want to do whatever it is that you want to do that makes it feel like you're doing the right thing, but you're actually doing the wrong thing. All right. So like I said, at the end of the day, the Most High has to visit this place for these type of things. These type of things cannot continue, and it's not going to continue. We see it happening, man. We coming to the end of this year, literally next month. This is the last year of this month, man. I mean, the last month of this year. Salakia. All right. And you already know, as soon as next year happens, next year could be it, man, because a lot of shit already happened this year. Next year can definitely be it, and Lord willing, it is. Because, man, we getting worn out, man. We getting tired of this place. We've been tired of this place. We can't live here. Men can't be men here. Everything is out of order. You just can't win here, man. The only thing that we can win is Yahweh Shai. And that's written in the scriptures. Win the Most High. We got to run this race, man. Run this race. So, hey, continue to be steadfast in the spirit. Continue to do what you're supposed to do by the Lord. And Lord willing, we make it at the end, man. And Lord willing, this is the last year that we celebrate. Well, not that we celebrate, but that this world celebrates Thanksgiving. All right. Hey, so I'm going to end it with that. So, hey, I hope this was edifying. So with that, I'm going to say, call Halayim, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaa Quadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Honors to the elders and brothers out there pushing this word through the four corners of the earth within truth and sincerity. And shalom to the Akwat that's listening and learning. And Yahweh Ratazat, I'll be back with another lesson. Keep pushing, Yasharala. Keep pushing. We almost out of here. Shalom.